Hey guys, so my name's Andrew. Today I'm gonna be playing Contra with the Konami code because I'm not good enough to play without the cheat. So, Contra was one of my favorite games growing up. Played a lot with my brother, and we beat it. We beat it together. I think I've beaten it by myself. It's been a really long time. But so one of my good friends on Facebook, Ben Yao, said he could beat it without cheats, and that's really hard. This game is really difficult. But I think I would love to be able to do it. But I thought I would start out by trying it with the code first, like getting my feet wet, so to speak. So we're just gonna do it. So let's see. Nope, that's wrong. Already messed up. Let's see. Can you do it on the attract mode? Let's see. Up, up, down, down, left, right, EA, select, start. I've only ever tried it like from a fresh reset, so I don't know. Whoop, nope, it doesn't work. So let's restart my... I'm doing this on an emulator. There we go. Cool. Alright, so let's just give it a try. So growing up, I really liked video games. Like one of my first memories is playing video games with my dad. Like we played Mario, Super Mario Brothers, and then we also played this game called Adventure Island. I think this is not a good start. The Japanese name is called Takahashi Meijin or something like that. Anyway, he would throw axes and a skateboard. It's a platformer, but it was kind of a funny one. And there was a timer. You had to collect fruits to replenish the timer. If the timer ran out, you would just die. So, it's a funny little platformer. I don't know if I will beat that. That one's really hard also. I'm not doing very well here. Talking and playing games is hard. But we're just gonna keep on doing it. Yeah, so I played a lot of Famicom games. That was our first system. We didn't have a Nintendo in the Philippines. It was the family computer. It was a Famicom. And I remember we had like an original one, but there was also a lot of clone systems that came out for it. So they were bootleg versions of NESs or family computers. And most of the games, I'm pretty sure, were not real either, like original. They just came loose as loose cartridges. And yeah, they cost quite a bit, I remember. Like, I was lucky enough to have a mom that would indulge us every so often, like on our birthdays and stuff, and buy us games. But there were also like all-in-one cartridges that were like, since they were all pirating them anyway, they would come on these bigger ROMs, and they would just pack a lot of games into. Look. Yeah, it was here. Yeah, I remember some stuff, but I don't remember a lot of this game. I think I could have just stood here and killed it that way, but I don't remember. Okay. Did I only lose one life? It's really crazy how much you can remember certain things. Like I feel like I remember a lot of this game. I can't recall it on command, but as I play, it comes back to me. Like just hitting those blue things straight up just blows up the wall. And then these guys have to get all of these first. That's messed up. Oh wait, no, I guess you can just get these. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've beaten this alone, but I really can't remember. I think we had a turbo controller. I'm playing this on like on an emulator on the Mac called well, I'll talk about the emulator in a bit, with a Wiimote paired to it. So it's a very similar setup to like a real Nintendo controller, but a lot of our like subsequent Nintendos, Famicoms had, we would get with turbo controllers, so it would make games like this a lot easier. Then, anyway, so the emulator, it's really a package of emulators. It's called OpenEmu, and it's for Mac, but I think there are similar things for Windows, where it's basically a front end, like it's almost like a library for your ROMs and emulators, because it's not, OpenEmu is not the actual emulator itself. It's just that was bad. It's just a front end that collects the back ends, the cores for emulators all together. So this can do Super NES and Nintendo 64 and Atari and all sorts of things, all in one package. And all you really need to do is drag and drop your zipped ROM files. You don't even have to unzip them, and it collects them into a library, kind of like you would for like iTunes. Oops. And you can choose to have it manage the files, the ROM files for you, or not. Anyway, it's neat because keeping a ROM library and like opening the stuff manually and all that was one of the bigger hassles of having lots of, or playing on emulator. But this is kind of like, it has a nice presentation, like keep all your ROMs together easily. It downloads box art and stuff like that for you, so it's cool. You can keep everything cataloged and organized. I think that is better for the boss. Yeah, so we'll just see how far I can get on 30 lives. I somehow don't think I can beat it, but like if I had just the standard 3 lives, I would have been done by now, because I was down to 27 at the beginning of the stage. Oh, I think, yeah, sometimes we would pick up the machine gun for this, I guess. Because you could just stand, like, down here and then... The spread is really good for these, I guess, overhead or front-facing levels. I don't remember how long it takes to beat the game. Maybe like half an hour or so? Oh, probably less. I should have just gone for the... I haven't seen any of the red guys, other than, I think I saw one on the first level. The red, enemies drop weapons. Let's try just going for this. Yeah, button mashing manually is now. I've never been that good at it. Nope, that was bad. There you go. So just kind of, oh, rapid, yeah. Wait. Oh. It's a good thing blowing up the last thing, like, just gets rid of everything on screen, which is cool. Core? Probably a core. I guess you do have to. You have to kill all the... I'm really bad at jumping over those. No, come here. There's probably like really safe spots for these base levels. But, oh, this one. So it's also really weird playing this on like a high def screen, because I only ever played these games on... I didn't go back to them as much, even on emulator, like... Because after the Famicom, we had an N64, and then kind of just never looked back. I hated this boss. Stupid bubbles. And I'm really bad at aiming, I guess. Oops. One. Anyway, shoot. So seeing stuff up close and like in high detail and on a bigger screen is kind of nice, because I notice things that, like, we played on really old TVs and stuff too, like, so the colors were off, and I guess on some of these older games they would rely on the underscan or the overscan or whatever on purpose. I'm down to half my 30. That's terrible. Well, we'll see. There's only 2 more stages, but... I don't remember if continues give you the 30 lives. I'll continue if I have to. But like a 1 credit run of this would be amazing. Okay, let's see how long I can hang on to this machine gun. Oh, I would play a lot of emulators, I guess, like... My mom eventually also sent us, like, one of their old, like, computers. It was, like, one of those older all-in-one e-machines. So it wasn't a tower, it was, like, all built into the screen, which was good and bad because it was hard... I think it was harder to repair because of that, like... and it was... So like at one point the LCD broke on it, like there was a line in the middle, and I just had to live with it. Like there was a big thick black line in the middle of the screen. Shoot. But yeah, I would play emulators on that, like NES stuff, or a Super NES, because we didn't have that, and we kind of skipped over that generation. And right around like early 2000s, late 90s, translation of a lot of Japanese SNES games was being really popular. Like Fantasy V had just gotten fully translated, and Tales of Fantasia, and so I was playing a lot of those games, and they were free too. Like when Pokemon Gold first came out, I played it. I think in Japanese or in like had a very early translation of it. So yeah, but we had the family computer stuff for a very long time. I forgot. Can you just mash? And hope you kill it before it starts going forward, because I don't think you can jump up. Can't jump over it. Nope, I did not make it. Oh. Pretty sure this is exactly how I played it back when I was a kid. Maybe worse. The soundtrack of this game is really good too. Oops. Yep, I think I used to die to that a lot too, and then I would do this, and then I wouldn't be able to get the L. Wait, nope, I can. So I remember on the turbo controller, this would happen. So I don't know if that's actually a good thing you can make out of. Ooh, that was a nice dodge. Just had the big fat disc throwing guy as a boss. After this, yes. Oops. Wait. Oh no, I guess not. Maybe it's the next. Maybe that was the end of stage 7. 11. Yeah, I'll probably have to use it, burn and continue at some point. And there's the fire tube level. Oh! But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Ben was able to beat this on one without the cheat, because he is amazing. Like, he has... You can see it in his dancing. He has great reflexes and he thinks fast. I don't do that. I'm not super smart. Super quick. Whoop! Like, just like that, because I knew that was going to happen and I still went for it. Wait, how do you get past this? You go through the bottom. Doesn't reach. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. So I mean, I'm sure he's done it, but like I'm not very good at video games, even though I like them a lot. And even I kind of just try to find a way through. I remember this. Oop, I should have waited down there. There's probably a really quick way of getting through that. Another reason stuff like I did this was I watch a lot of speedruns now, and they play a lot of these old games, and they freaking do really well at it. Oops, that's not how you get that. That's not how you do that either. But yeah, so like it's fascinating to see them break a lot of these old games, or sometimes just play them as intended and just play super well. Like I think the Mario record doesn't use a lot of like game-breaking glitches. There's probably a category for it or something. Oh, so the cool thing about these cores, these emulator cores, I don't know if they preserve the slowdown exactly, but they can. Like some of them are very accurate. Like that is the focus of the emulator. It's not just to play; it's to actually like play them as intended, as they were played before. So that doesn't mean just like in terms of how they look, but also like is there slowdown in the appropriate spots, or I don't remember if you can jump on top of this guy. Kind of. Yeah, I'm down to my last 2. But I want to kill them, so if I continue, I do it in stage 7. But yeah, so like accuracy, you can see some of the flicker on screen because the Nintendo could only display a certain amount of sprites. I remember this. So we used to play around in this level a lot with the minecarts and stuff, like these guys. You can make them explode. But yeah, so like, I don't remember if this core is like a super accurate one. I think it has two that it uses. It uses FCEU and I think Nestopia. I think FCEU is a really popular one. Back when I was playing on the old Pentium, accuracy was sacrificed a lot in lieu of performance, because since those emulation is processor intensive, and a lot of you would just kind of hack around a lot of things that would make the game more accurate, but at the cost of performance. So there's that. Oh, you would get on this and then you jump up top of here. Does this blow up the stupid wall things? Yeah, so it's kind of cool that it's come back around now, where accuracy is more important, and I think that's spread. No, it is machine gun, but I could have used that. Oops, that was dumb. Did I spawn up here? Yeah. Oops. I guess I should have jumped at the very lip. The hitboxes are kind of weird. I can't tell what would kill me and what wouldn't. But yeah, this guy seems fairly accurate, other than I haven't seen any slowdowns so far, so it might not, or maybe there wasn't any in original Contra, I don't remember. We'll see how the continue works. Yeah, okay, you get 30 back. Okay, so I'm gonna beat this game because there's only 2 levels yet left, and there's only I have 30 lives between that. So. Okay. But yeah, this is kind of nice that it had this mode to begin with anyway. Okay, I'm getting really sloppy because I know I have 30 left. Because a lot of games didn't, like Castlevania didn't, and that game is very, 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 very hard. And I only beat it recently on Virtual Console, which is Nintendo's own emulator package thing. Like they resell the games and call it as part of their Virtual Console series, and that was with save states. So you only had one, but you could basically save at any time and then restore if you died or if you wanted to retry something. So that was the only way I could beat it. If I had more patience, I could learn all the patterns and beat it probably. But for one, yeah, I'm not that patient anymore, and I kind of just want to get through it and really relive some of these games. Like, I don't need to necessarily get... I didn't know that killed you. I didn't necessarily need to experience them as they were fully intended to be experienced in terms of... Okay, let's see if I can get through this and keep my spread. On Giant Bomb, I watch... oh, that's me. Little pump take. I watched Vinny Carvella play through Castlevania, and it took him probably like 8 hours to play through the original Castlevania without save states, and like by actually learning all the boss patterns. And if he died, he had to restart at the beginning of the level and stuff like that. You know, so. But yeah. So the thing with Virtual Console is it's very convenient that Nintendo gives you an official channel to buy these games again and experience them. Like, technically, emulators are kind of in a gray area of... They're probably not 100% legal, but they're nothing... No one's enforcing anything. You know, like, no one is going after people that use emulators and ROMs. But... So it's nice to have an official channel to play these games. At the same time, they don't always work out all the licensing. So you don't always get all the games that you want. Like, right now, I'm playing it on emulator because one of the reasons is because Contra is not available on Virtual Console, but Super Contra is, and I don't like that game as much, for one thing, and I wanted to play Contra. The other is, they do weird things with their Virtual Console in terms of display. So Nintendo also goes for accuracy to the point where it's a little inhibitive. These little shrimp guys. Like, they restrict the graphics. Well, not restrict. There is some sort of reason where for some reason, they apply a filter to the graphics where it kind of looks not as sharp. It's a little blurry, and I think it's called bilinear filtering, and it does make the games kind of look softer, not as sharp, and it looks closer to what it would look like on a TV, on a CRT. But I like seeing, but it comes at the cost of brightness and the colors being duller. So I would prefer sharper pixels. I prefer that aesthetic anyway. I hated this. And I would like the picture to be brighter, because I'm already playing on a 3DS where the screen is not very bright to begin with. So it kind of sucks spending $5 or $6 on these games and then not having them look super good. Like, they're fine, they're very playable. But, like, honestly, the ideal way is to probably get the games on an emulator, because then you have a full range of what you can choose to play, and you're not restricted. You can mess with the filters and make them look however you want. Like, you can get that soft look on a PC if you are on an emulator if you really wanted to, but you can also have the sharper, more pixelated look. And you can tell they're starting to go away from that, though, thankfully, because on the NES Classic, my understanding is that they do not apply filtering. They have like a 1-to-1 mode, so that you see the pixels as is without any scaling, which is important because these games are rendered at such a low resolution compared to what we display now. Oh, I didn't get that yet. So, like 1-to-1 scaled up, pixel by pixel, I think is ideal, because I think that looks super good. Like, maybe I should just go for the things. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, I guess, yeah, it is beatable, and I think that took about half an hour. I didn't really time myself. I'll see how long this video is. But yeah, there's Contra. Nice little ending sequence. I don't know if I'll attempt to do this with no Konami code. So you can kind of see, I don't know if it picks up on the video, but some of the text was scrolling near the top of the screen. I think in a region where the developers didn't expect that region of the screen to be displayed anyway. Like, you wouldn't, it's kind of like some sort of overscan, but they expected it would be there, so they just rendered stuff there and knew that no one would see it anyway. But we see it now if you play it on like an HD TV or on an emulator. Anyway, I really enjoyed this. I'm just gonna let the credits play out. I really like nerding out about old games and games in general. Like, I try to play a lot of games, like not just stick to any one particular type of game, but experience as many as I can. Kind of like, I guess, kind of like people that enjoy movies, right? Most people don't just watch any one kind of movie. So I'll probably keep doing this with other games that I like and play through it. Probably like the not super long games. Stick to shorter games. And talk about old games, maybe modern games some more. Anyway, thank you for watching, and peace.